Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Thursday edition of Today in Sports Betting. We're going to take a look first in the MLB. Got 5 games today. 5 exciting playoff games. Scott, are you catching MLB playoff fever yet?
Kinda. I know that Yankees-Indians game definitely helped because that game was ridiculous. I know that you don't exactly have a soft spot for my team in your heart, but I think you can agree that in terms of playoff baseball, that's pretty much all you can ask for in a baseball game.
What, no pitching, lucky
I
hits,
kind of just meant both teams.
terrible managing?
I
Yes,
kind of
that's
just
all.
meant both teams switching leads for all 9 innings and with a lot of chaotic moments. Of course, the bad managing. It's a staple of playoff baseball, for better or worse. You'll always have a couple questionable moves here or there. Sandy Alomar had some serious questionable moves, and Aaron Boone, as a Yankee fan, I think he's a moron, so I'm not surprised by anything that I saw yesterday. But the Yankees pulled it out. Other than that, though, you had the Braves-Reds game, which was also a long marathon, the exact opposite of the Yankees game, as instead of having 19 runs, you had 1, and it went 13 innings. Situational hitting, the Reds never heard of it. That game was still very fun. Other than that, though, a lot of just non-competitive games. I know the White Sox game turned competitive late. Bob Melvin keeping Hendricks in for 49 pitches was just moronic. I can't believe that he kept him in the 9th. But, yeah, overall, solid stuff. Decent amount of games that weren't exactly the most exciting. But you had 2 really good baseball games. Whether you like runs or if you don't, you definitely had a solid amount of options yesterday.
Little something for everybody, as it were. So
I'm assuming you agree with that because that Reds-Braves game was great in a different reason.
yeah, that was a very good game. You got the tension all the way through. Nobody scored a run yet. I felt great because, as you know, I made that bet live on the air, and I had the under 7.5 there, so I felt pretty good about that one.
Yeah, we both like the under, and I saw the Reds had first and second no outs in the first or second and third. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be one of those days, huh?
Right.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Reds don't score. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be one of those days. Okay, cool, nice. I'll take 0-0 in the 12th.
Yeah, very Reds-like performance there in the first. So, and they kick it off again today, Scott. It's the Braves going against the Reds, and it's going to be.
I know that this game starts in half an hour, so the game is probably going to start by the time this gets released. But oh well.
Yeah, I know it's our old pal Ian Anderson going at it for the Braves. And the Reds are going to counter with Luis Castillo. Now, to me, Scott, this game comes down to which Luis Castillo are we going to get? Are we going to get the one we saw that struggled earlier in the season? Or are we going to get the one that's been very good here lately? And will that carry over into the playoffs?
I'm leaning very good. I'm actually more concerned about Anderson in the start. I know that the Reds' offense wasn't great, but they still had a ton of chances and didn't capitalize. And the issue that I have there is that Anderson was a rookie called up mid-season. Now he's making his first career playoff start. A bit of uncertainty there. I know that the Reds didn't score anything yesterday, but based on the amount of chances they had, they probably should have scored at least 3 or 4 runs. So they didn't hit terribly. They just couldn't hit with people on base.
Right.
So I think that that's something to mention. I'm leaning under 7.5. I still like Castillo as a pitcher. I mean, even though the Reds scored 0 runs, it's not like the Braves had a lot of great chances either. They scored 1 run in 13 innings. And both starting pitchers, assuming that they pitch anywhere close to what they did in the regular season, are both pretty good. So for that reason, I'm going to lean to the under 7.5. I think that worst case is one team shows up, the other team doesn't. And I think that this game should be low scoring. So for me, I'm going to lean to the under.
Okay. I'm just, that just seems like a public underplay to me.
It's a public underplay, but it's a matter of the fact that I also like the pitchers in here, and I do think that Castillo is a very solid pitcher. So it's not like I'm just randomly taking the under.
I understand. You know what? I'm going to take the veteran presence there. I'm going to take the Reds at plus money. Take the Reds at plus 124. I think that's solid. Actually, it's just as we speak, it's gone up to plus 127, Scott. So.
Okay.
I'm going to, in fact, make that bet right now as we talk. So, yeah, I'll do that, and I hope Ian Anderson, has a good start.
I hope he does too, but you also have to wonder with it being his first career start if he's going to struggle.
See, that is the problem. That is the problem, and he has lost 2 straight. He has. It was good as last time out. The time before that, he gave up 3 against the Mets in just in just 4 2/3. So that was
It's something that I'll embrace with the playoffs is the fact that even if the pitcher struggles, they're probably just going to have extremely short leashes. So he might get shelled for maybe 3 runs in 2 innings or so.
yeah.
Bring in a bullpen arm, pull him early, and then the bullpen just shuts it down. So there are a couple of ways to win this, even if Anderson doesn't exactly pitch well.
Yeah, true. And he's a youngster. He throws hard. He gets strikeouts, but he also walks a lot of guys. So you got to be on the lookout for free passes there for Anderson.
Yep.
I'll take the Reds in a value play situation there. All righty. Next up on our agenda is Scotty, the Marlins and the Cubs. Cubs on the ropes already, buddy. And you got your boy Sixto going today.
Yeah, the eyes against is pretty good, but we'll see.
Marlins plus 179. Cubs minus 195. Let's see. Oh, this total is 7 there. Wind obviously blowing in again. And you've got Sixto Sanchez against Hugh Darvish. Scott Darvish has been very good all year long. Sixto had a nice run, but he's
kind of fallen off lately.
Yeah, he's really struggled. His last 2 starts has Sixto, and he's given up 9 earned over his last 2 starts, covering 7 innings. That ain't great. Is Darvish worth the price here, Scott? Is there any play on this game?
The truth is that as much as I like Darvish and how well he's pitched this season, I really don't see much value on the Cubs at all because their lineup at Wrigley has been awful this year. They can't hit the ball in Wrigley, and I'm not sure why, but it's just a consistent factor that they just cannot produce. So even if Darvish pitches well, I know Sixto struggled lately, but the Cubs just can't hit. So I can't back a minus 200 favorite here when I don't know how many runs the Cubs are actually going to score because they got pretty much shut down in game 1. They've been shut down at home. I know that they have a winning record at home, but they haven't exactly performed well offensively. If I'm really going to lean anywhere, I'm probably just going to take the first 5 under. I know it's going to be low, and Sixto is a bit dicey, but both lineups are, I'd say, I don't know, based on production, mediocre at best. I know the Cubs on paper have a really good lineup, but they haven't produced like a really good lineup. It's a dangerous play, but only to the first 5 under because I think both lineups are meh in this spot, and I think both starting pitchers are pretty good. Of course, Darvish is a lot better, but Sixto struggled lately. I think he'll have a short leash, but maybe I just have faith in my boy Sixto, so I'll go with the first 5 under.
Okay. I'll tell you what worries me about that. His last 3 starts at Wrigley Field, Yu Darvish has given up 10 runs over 19 innings. Not horrible. That comes out to about a 4.8 ERA, somewhere around there. Not exactly shut down for you. That worries me about the first 5. I'm so tempted, Scott. What's that?
I mean, you're taking Marlins because you got the value.
I'm really tempted. I don't love the way Sixto's pitched lately.
I see 2 ways that you're looking at it. You're either looking at it as Marlins money line for the price, or you're taking Marlins team total over. That's basically how I interpreted that.
Yeah, that's really. What am I going to get? 2.5 here.
Should be, but I'm assuming it's heavily juiced to the over. Probably around
it is not. It's minus 115. I think that's going to be the play.
Really?
I'm going to take Sixto out of the equation.
I was thinking first 5 under, but 2.5 is a pretty good deal, honestly. I kind of like that 2.5.
Yeah, without a lot of heavy juice. Yeah, I'll do that. That's a good. There's some value. There could be value on both of those, Scott, because the Cubs over is 3.5. Of course, it's minus 135. So there's your juice. But your 2 team total overs adds up to a run less than your full game total.
Yeah, I think I like that over 2.5 you were talking about.
Yeah, I think that's the play. I'd love to play the Marlins at plus 179. And man, if this was 3 weeks ago with Sixto cruising, I'd probably do it. But I think I'm going to leave that one on the board and just go over 2.5 for this one.
Fair. Plus, even if Darvish struggles, it's not like the Cubs bullpen's any good.
No, very true. Very true. You're going to get shots, at least 3 shots at that bullpen being the away team.
Mm-hmm.
White Sox and Atleticos, Scott. This would
for a quick announcement with regard to this game, we have no idea who's pitching. So
we have a good guess.
Yeah, it's a pure speculation. We thought about it before we went on air. It hasn't officially been announced yet, so we're just going to speculate and hope, and hopefully it works out, I guess.
And it's interesting because as we came on air, Scott, they had lines on this game, and it was minus 117, plus 107. It's now gone down to minus 110, plus 100. The Athletics are still favored, but they must start to the starting pitchers must be starting to dribble out. Is all I can think, and it's got to be. You and I are convinced it's going to be Mike Fiers for the Oakland Athletics against. Help me. Who's pitching for the White Sox?
For me, I'd have to guess Dunning, but it's
Dunning. Yeah, Dane Dunning. Sorry, yeah, I went blank on the name. And I would say we're 80% confident in that matchup.
Yeah, I'd say so. There is a chance you might get maybe a Montes, or you might even get a Ronaldo Lopez. I doubt Lopez will pitch, but yeah, it could potentially be Montes instead of Fiers. I don't see Mania being an option because the White Sox are undefeated against lefties, so I don't see that being an option.
Right.
But we'll see.
Okay. All right. So that's and yeah, that number continues to plummet it's now minus 108. It's like watching my stock, Scott. It really is like watching my stock portfolio in real time. Any thoughts? Who do you like?
For me, I'm leaning White Sox. Simply put, I understand that Oakland is at home. I get it all, and I know that historically speaking, streaks don't exactly matter over the grand scheme of things. Oakland's record in their last 9 winner go home games.
I want to say 1-8.
They're 0-9.
0-9. Okay.
So I'll go with the White Sox.
Yeah, I knew they were terrible in elimination games.
It doesn't officially apply. I know Dusty Baker was, fun fact, 0-10 in his last 10 series clinching games. How the hell do you lose 10 straight series clinching games? I don't know.
And too many times with the Nationals.
One yesterday broke that streak. I know the Indians had lost 7 straight elimination games. They moved that to 8. I know that the Twins lost 17 straight playoff games. They moved that to 18. So streaks as a whole have actually continued pretty well, with the exception of the Dusty Baker one. But then again, Dusty Baker was against the Twins, so one of those streaks had to end in the first place. Right. But look, I'm going to ride the streak here, especially since I don't know the starting pitching. Oakland just never wins winner-go-home games. You're 0-9. I'm not going to take you to win a game. So for me, I'll go with the White Sox. They still have the better lineup. I know Oakland showed up. I know Hendricks was awful yesterday, but he's still their ace closer, and he threw 49 pitches yesterday, which means he's probably not going to pitch today.
How on earth do you do that? I get
it was awful.
I get it. It's an elimination game. You've got to win, or tomorrow doesn't matter.
I don't know why they brought him in the 8th inning.
Well,
that didn't make any sense to me. There was no danger, no nothing in the 8th. You're up roughly 5 runs, 4 runs, and there's like, no, we're gonna go to Hendricks for 6 outs. I'm like, what are you doing? Just bring in Diekman for the 8th, and then just put Hendricks in for the 9th. Then Hendricks gets through the 8th, struggled, but he got through it. Then he comes out for the 9th, and it's like, all right, 2 outs, cool. Walk. Anderson, it's a base hit. Tying runs at the plate. And I'm thinking, maybe you should take him out now. And they're like, no, we're going to keep him in. Walks the next guy. I'm like, all right, cool. Bring in a brand new pitcher and Diekman with the bases loaded. Yeah, thanks. 49 pitches. Yeah, Hendricks isn't pitching today.
No, he's absolutely not pitching
So
today.
Oakland's going to have a shorthanded bullpen, kind of, because Hendricks was guaranteed to pitch in any situation if he did not go that far in game 2 or that long. I'm going to go with the White Sox. Melvin's made some questionable moves. Starting Luzardo in game 1 I thought made no sense. Using Hendricks for that long, game 2 made no sense. Truth is, even though the White Sox manager hasn't really done much in the series, that's probably a good thing because Melvin's been over-managing like a crazy person. I'll go with the White Sox.
I'm going to I'll also take the White Sox, although the more I think about it, I'm sitting here and I agree with you at first.
I like the starting pitcher for Oakland more than Chicago in the spot, just assuming who it's going to be. I like the options Oakland has more, but I'll fade the team that's lost 9 straight winner-go-home games.
Yeah, the problem is Dunning has really struggled his last 2 times out. He's given up 8 earned over 7 innings in his last 2 starts.
There is a chance Lopez pitches. It's possible if you just go by recent streaks. I don't think either of them are that great options, but other than the White Sox also made a dumb move by bringing in Cease yesterday, which that
could have been your starter there.
I thought he was guaranteed to start game 3.
Well, Scott, someday we'll be as smart as major league managers.
I'll never understand it. You had Alomar making dumb moves yesterday. I know that the loop blow move worked for him, but it was an awful substitution.
And the more we sit here and think about it, the more I sit here and think about it, the more I think that Hendricks is not off limits today.
I don't think it's off limits. I just think he's going to look nowhere near as sharp as he should be.
Yeah, I think it's possible they'll bring him back.
Yeah, I think they might bring him back and it might blow the game.
That's certainly possible.
That's a problem. The most pitches probably through the entire year was around 30, and they bring him out for 50, and then tell him, "Oh yeah, no, come back for tomorrow." Yeah, I don't think that's going to go well.
Okay, so now that game is off the board.
Yeah, I know that Oakland's going to be a small favorite because they're the home team here. I'm just going to lean to the White Sox and just.
I think that's the play. I think that's a solid play. I like the team with more bats. Give me the bats. All right. Cardinals and Padres, Scott. This one was a nice money maker for us yesterday on our play of the day. Hit a little Cardinals at plus value. It didn't go the way I thought it would go, as Kim really struggled. But thank God.
Paddock was worse.
Paddock really, really struggled, giving up 6 earned in less than 3 innings. He was okay. Now it's minus 105 both ways, buddy. It's officially back.
Oh, you mean the Oakland thing?
I do. Yeah.
I'll still lean White Sox.
Yeah. I think that's solid. Although I think they could be the favorite by the time this is over.
Could be.
Who do you like in this Cardinals game?
Cardinals. I said going into the playoffs, I thought they'd win the series. I was wondering why Lamet wasn't pitching game 1, and then he got injured towards the end of the regular season. So he's gone. Clevenger's gone.
Yep.
Basically, the Padres had to use their number 3 starter for game 1 and their number 4 starter for game 2.
Yep.
And Wainwright is a tremendous postseason pitcher, no matter how you slice it. He's pitched over 105 career innings, has an ERA below 3 in the playoffs. He's been phenomenal his entire career. And Davies has pitched in 1 playoff inning. So you have a number 2 starter in a rotation versus a number 4 starter in a rotation. The Cardinals already won the first game. Padres have no experience at all, besides Eric Hosmer and maybe a bit of Tommy Pham. But that's pretty much it. I'll go with the Cardinals, especially at this price. I don't know how the Padres are currently minus 150, minus 160 favorites. I don't think this makes any sense. I'll take the Cardinals.
Yeah, Wainwright hasn't pitched great. Over his last 4 starts, he's given up.
He's been okay.
Yeah, he's given up 11 runs his last 4 starts. He doesn't get out clean. I'll tell you that.
No, not at all. But he's got good numbers on the road, been pretty good overall, and he's very. Let me ask you: if you had a choice between Wainwright and Davies for a playoff game, who you picking?
I think you'd have to. You'd have to go with Wainwright.
Not even a discussion. You're just going Wainwright. So I'll take the better pitcher with the team that's up 1-0, and I'll take them at roughly plus 140. So thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna with the extra value thrown in there. Yeah, you've got to go Cardinals here.
I think based on the line alone, I think the Padres should be minus 120.
Yeah, I think minus 120, 125.
Yeah,
maybe for your home field advantage there.
So you're giving me an extra roughly 30 cents value on the Cardinals. I'll take the Cardinals.
Brewers and Dodgers, Scott. Did you watch
any of the Cardinals game yesterday?
What's that?
Did you watch any of the Cardinals game yesterday?
I did not.
Okay. I was going to say, because San Diego's base running was absolutely atrocious yesterday.
No, I didn't. Well,
they ran themselves out on the base paths at least on 2 or 3 separate occasions. So
that's not unusual for the
I'm just saying, it was really bad.
They're not a good base running team.
No, they're not a good base running team at all. It wasn't as bad as the Reds' failed rundown, whatever the hell they were doing in that game.
Yeah, I don't know if they were trying to run the contact play. That was very.
I thought they were trying to run the contact play, and then the guy from first decided, if I get caught in a rundown, the guy's been able to run home. I'm a genius. Then it's like, no, you got Aquino who's running home. Like, no, that's not going to work, and it didn't work. But I don't know, a lot of bad base running. But
they also had was it Votto that was on second when they when they had the base hit, and he ended up
stopping third,
not being able to read it.
Yeah, that happened.
That was Votto, right?
That was Votto, yeah.
But that was ugly.
Yeah, it's a matter of the Padres. Just I know that they have a lot of talented young players, etc. I don't really think they're a good, fundamentally sound team. And the Cardinals are kind of the exact opposite.
The Cardinal way, buddy. You got to do it the Cardinal way.
I was going to say they're not flashy, but they do it their way, and they don't make mistakes. So that I do appreciate that. You had a couple of great plays by Goldschmidt, which also had to do with the bad base running where Goldschmidt cut off a couple of relay plays and ended up getting the guy going from second to third in a rundown, etc. So they really did a lot of great stuff. Up 2 runs, they went home instead of taking the easy out of first because they had the guy pinned, saved the run. Really just solid fundamental baseball.
They do the little things well, dude. They have for years.
That's what I'm saying. So you have a team that has experience versus a team that doesn't have experience. Same thing with the starting pitcher. The team's up 1-0. And I can know that in most situations they're going to commit less mistakes than the younger team. So I think the Cardinals I just think they're a better overall team right now.
Yeah, I think that's great value at plus 143. I really do. All right, is it time to fade Kershaw?
You know where I'm going.
It's Clayton Kershaw going on the mound. And by the way, that's the Brewers and the Dodgers, in case you're not keeping track, against Brandon Woodruff. Woodruff's had a very nice season, Scott. 3.05 ERA, .99.
His record isn't that great, but his numbers are very good.
Well, his win-loss record is bad.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he hasn't exactly gotten some run support, but his numbers are good.
Yeah, he's a solid guy that's going to go in there and give you 6 or 7, give up a couple of 3 runs probably. Is that going to be enough? Has Clayton Kershaw fixed his playoff problems? Is that a thing?
Let me just ask, what's the Brewers team total?
Brewers team total in this one is going to be 2.5, Scott.
What's the juice on that?
Minus 120.
Sure. Yeah, there's 2 ways I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it as Brewers team total over and Brewers money line. Main reason why I think Woodruff is a tremendous clutch pitcher. If you've seen him in the playoff runs the Brewers have had, if you've watched him in that must-win game against St. Louis at the end of the regular season, Woodruff's a gamer. He's very, very good in clutch, in huge moment situations. I think he's going to pitch really well. I think he's a very good pitcher. I think he's going to pitch well. And Kershaw, I can't trust him, especially at this price. So for me, I'm looking at Brewers money line, and I'm also looking at Brewers team total over because I think the Brewers could win this game 4-2 or so. But you said 3 runs for Woodruff. I think he might give up 1. I really think he's going to shut the door today. I just think he's that good of a clutch pitcher. I think he's going to shut the door.
It should be interesting to see because Kershaw, as we've talked about, 4.43 ERA in the postseason.
Yeah, this season has been nuts. So that's the main, devil's advocate there.
Well, he's been nuts in every season, Scott.
Correct. But this season in particular, especially after he got injured, people thought he might be done for the year. But no, Woodruff in his last 3 years of being in the playoffs, 3.61 ERA, 3.62, 3.05. So he's a pretty good postseason pitcher. I think he'll pitch well.
Yeah, Kershaw 7.27 over his last 4 playoff starts. Is his ERA not good? I'm gonna hold my nose and take a swing. I'm the king of the dogs, and
if you're not going to fade Kershaw, I don't know what better spot you're looking at to go against the Dodgers. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
the Dodgers are going to be minus 200 or higher for the next. Hell, even the Cardinal Padres series are going to be favored by minus 200. I don't think it matters. Dodgers are going to be heavy favorites every time. So if you're going to try to take a swing with some value, you're fading Kershaw is probably your best bet. I do think that fading Buehler moving forward is not a bad move, though, because that blister is really going to limit Buehler's innings.
Yeah, and this was a Brewers team that tried to come back yesterday, Scott. They did a nice job. And they kept their head in the game. They rallied the troops. So Brewers have a pretty good pen. I'm going to take the Brew Crew at plus 208 and keep my fingers crossed that Kershaw.
Yeah, I agree. Only to the Brewers and only to the team total over.
All right, good enough. There you go, guys. That's our 5 baseball picks for today and in today's playoffs. Should be a lot of fun. We got daytime baseball once again. We got about 12, 14 hours of baseball, so that should be excellent. Hopefully it'll go our way. I'm excited. I'm anxious. We got a little football that we're going to talk about here in a minute, such as it is. And I'm excited to see some good baseball. So if you want more information on any of these games, of course, don't forget to check out winnersandwhiners.com. over there for deep dives into every game every single day. And for myself, for Scott Reichel, for all of us over here at Winners and Winers, we wish you the best of luck today. Hope every single ticket in your pocket cashes money. And we'll see you again next time on Today in Sports Betting. Take care, everybody.